Nike is actually reportedly beginning to fire unvaccinated employees this weekend. So Nike will begin firing unvaccinated employees this weekend, according to a report by the Oregonian. So the company, which had a vaccine mandate in place since October, will fire unvaccinated employees who have not received a medical or religious exemption on Saturday, January 15th. So in 2 days. So an email sent to Nike employee last week reads, "You failed to complete the verification process, and our records show that you do not have any approved exemption. As a result, you are no longer in compliance with the policy, and your employment is scheduled to be terminated on Saturday, January 15th, 2022. So, I mean, I don't want to make this political at all. I'm not going to make this religious. I'm not going to even make this opinionated. Like, nothing along those lines. I'm just kind of curious on what you think about this happening. And I'm also, I'm more so just interested to see what people in the comments that see this video might kind of think about this whole vaccinated versus unvaccinated topic, because it's easily one of the hottest topics in the world right now, or at least very close to it. But what do you think about Nike going ahead and making this move to, if you're not getting some sort of exemption, then they're going to go ahead and begin to let you know and terminate your employment?
Well, personally, I think, what Nike's doing, props to them, because they can do what they want to do. Like this, we live in America, it is a private business. It's not a government, business. So if they want all their employees vaccinated and that's something that they believe in, I'm glad they're sticking to it. And, if it doesn't agree and people aren't, and they do get fired, who knows what's going to happen. So I don't know. It's like,
it's a really sticky.
Yeah. Like, I'm not, like, it sucks, but like, if that's Nike's policies and they've given you this long, and obviously you don't agree with it, but if they're sticking to their guns,
they
and
have their exemptions, it's not
right.
Like if you're religiously exempt, if there's something wrong with your religion along those lines, you're still fired.
Right.
If there's something medically wrong,
right.
and you don't want to you're still fired. Like, they're giving you a way out. And from what I read within the article, it seems like it's more of like an agenda to kind of push it forward and bring more awareness, because, like it or not, it does seem that the numbers show that people who are vaccinated tend to be safer. I think that's maybe what they're going for here. Obviously you're going to get, there's two sides of the scale, and it really is. I don't even really think there's a middle ground here. I think it's really pretty much anti-COVID vaccine versus pro-COVID vaccine. I don't even think it's, you're obviously going to have your anti-vax people and your pro-vax people, but I think within that, there's even an anti-COVID vaccine and a pro-COVID vaccine, and not all the anti-COVID vaccine people are just anti-vaccine in general.
Right. Yeah. I get the people that,
are cautious.
Yeah. Like, if you don't want to get the vaccine, like, you shouldn't need to. But, if that's, and you work at Nike, like, it seems like they gave you enough time. It sucks, like, if you did choose this and Nike is enforcing it, but hopefully those people that are unvaccinated kind of saw this happening and either had a plan for reemployment somewhere else and was already making this transition, so they weren't hit. That's the only thing I'm worried about is, with these people that were unvaccinated, hopefully they're just not, out of a job for a while. Like, hopefully it seems like Nike gave them a heads up a while ago, and now this is it. So, and
to kind of expand it and take the lens off of just Nike into some other things, like I've read some stories about how the U.S. government let go of like 100 Marines or something like that because they weren't going to get the vaccine.
Yeah,
and they literally kill these people to make sure that they can live through anything. Like, if you've ever read, I know my brother's kind of read books on like Marines and what they go through over the course of training. Mm-hmm. It's like you have to pretty much die. Like, they make sure that you die and they bring you back to life, so you know what it's like to die and you know how far your body can go. Like, that's the extent of these training that these guys go through. And now it's, oh, you don't want to get the vaccine, you're out.
Well,
like, we're talking about Nike employees, and this is happening everywhere. Like, this is just like kind of a microcosm of like everything. So it's kind of tough. I do feel bad about it. I think just the overall vibe that I got from the article is Nike just wants to make sure, I guess Nike is kind of, there's mandates in place, obviously. Like, I think that was within what I was reading, there's certain mandates. Like, there's a reason Kyrie's not playing basketball in New York.
Well,
like, there's mandates in place, certain places to keep you safe to some, unsafe to others, uncertain to others. But
Well, they did actually. They did. So the Supreme Court just blocked the government from enforcing mandates on vaccines.
okay.
So it's not a law. So
City based can
no
still enforce it?
no. So it's literally because Nike is a private company, like they're not government owned. They can choose to mandate and they can choose to force their employees because we live in America.
Yeah,
and,
within a business you
right.
can choose your own rights.
Right.
You can honestly.
Well, yeah,
fire
you can
anyone.
I mean, if it's like a policy. Hey, we only hire employees that are vaccinated. Okay, you should know that going into the job. And if
But
you don't want to
but
be,
if you were in the
then
job already. But this is like
Well,
this
yeah.
is foreign
I
ground
mean,
because now we're having to change things on
but-
the fly.
But I mean, I'm not surprised with Nike doing this. I think, but I just hope that people that were scheduled to get terminated have a plan B and there's
Give
an
people
easy
leave.
transition.
Yeah.